everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Today I am doing a speed painting using the Paletteful Packs for October 2022. And in the speed painting, I'm actually going to be doing a little mix-up here. Usually I did just one little speed painting real quick and just make my way through it, so that way I can give you guys a final review on what I really think of the products in the October 2022 box. But this time I kind of did one more little extra speed painting. I did some leaves, like just some different leaves. It's not something that I did like put a whole bunch of time into, but just to have some fun. And I used like two different other brushes that actually didn't come in the set. So the first speed painting is all I used was everything that came in the box, in the Paletteful Pack box. In the second one, where I did some of the leaves, the only thing I did different was I took out two brushes, and I took out a cat's tongue brush and I took out a dagger brush. So, and I used those two to just kind of play around with it, just to kind of get the feel of if you had a different brush, maybe you can do some different things with it and just kind of experiment and have some fun. So I did these leaves and then did the little fine marker, or the little art marker that they give you, or the pen actually is the art alternatives pigment liner. I went ahead and used that toward the end on the leaves. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that speed painting, and then after the speed painting I'll go ahead and give you my final thoughts and my final review of these, or at least what came in the Paletteful Packs October 2022. Mouthful there. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into the speed painting. Alright, so I am giving my final review on these, on this Paletteful pack and the box, all it contains. It is basically, they had the dollar and I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's hard. Dialer and Ronnie. I always have trouble saying things. But as far as my review on this, I know it says it's acrylic ink, water resistant, non-clogging, permanent, shake well. Well, come to find out, like, I had trouble with trying to get this yellow one to suck up in here, like be able to use the dropper. And inside the dropper, on the inside of it, it actually clogged up and dried and clogged up the inside of the little dropper. So it made me kind of wonder, whenever I was looking at these, I noticed that you can use these supposedly with airbrush, paintbrush, and it has like a pin work and like doing the like the lettering, like doing different stuff with this. But I noticed airbrush on this one too, so I was kind of curious. I was like, oh, you can use these in airbrush, but it's supposed to be non-clogging, yet it does dry up and it has clogged up these little droppers. So not for sure, I mean, how that would, I mean, you would still have to clean out your airbrush probably as soon as you after you get through using it. It does dry pretty quickly, so I noticed that. So when I used it in my little tray here, it really dried very, very quickly if I didn't have a lot of water in it or had a lot of the ink in there. So it did dry out pretty quick, which ain't too bad. There ain't really no complaints about that. I mean, it's nice whenever you're working with this on paper that it does dry, so that way you're able to go back on top of it. Now, I went ahead and did this little vampire teddy bear, I guess. I don't know. I had no ideas of what I was going to do. I just wanted to do something that was more like an illustration kind of thing. So I just kind of drew them in really, really quick, and then went ahead and started using them. Now, I absolutely love how you mix this watery, kind of like this watercolor look. And I do like that. Now, as far, and even here, see how this is kind of like got that cool little marks in there? Like, I love that too. I love the way inks can do that. But my personal opinion on using these is I still love them. They're nice to use, and they are light fast. And actually, it's got the light fast rating here on them, and then it also tells you if it's opaque or if it's like maybe semi opaque with a half little square, and then if it was solid, like just a white square that isn't filled in, then it would be like translucent. So it's kind of cool that it's got those on there too. But for my opinion only is that I love to use these as like a wash kind of look if you're wanting to stick with just inks and you're not wanting to sell like a mixed media piece and you just want it to be an ink solid like just ink piece that you're wanting to sell with just that medium. Then using these for doing a watercolor look like this is excellent. I absolutely love using it for that reason. And then trying to use them with the smaller brushes to get that watercolor kind of look was a little different. I like using like the mop brushes, or, you know, using something a little bit more thicker and fuller for doing something like that would have been nice. But, and then doing like the rest of this, like the teddy bear and all these smaller details, I would have loved to use, of course, my favorite, the Faber-Castell ink brush pens. Those are also made with the India ink, and it would go perfect with using those with this here. So that way you have that watercolor washed out look. So in all reality, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and do some leaves just for, you know, just for fun. Was like really nothing that I was thinking of doing something really big on or putting a lot of work into. I just wanted to do something really quick. And so I did the leaves, and then I was like looking at this, and it looks pretty similar, but the colors, of course, they have a lot more little yellows in here and stuff, a little bit more mixed in. I try to use like a little bit lighter of a yellow. I couldn't get much of my yellow out, but But you can mix them up to get some of the lighter greens, more of the yellows, you know. So that was kind of fun. I wanted to do that. And then adding in these lines for like the little tree limb, when you add in the lines right there. I hate that I have that shadow. But yeah, you can create a little bit more detail just doing stuff like that for illustration. See, I love the way you use that fine liner pen to be able to put in the detail after you put your, you know, little leaves in with the colors and the highlights. And then I did this little fall leaf over here, like kind of like a dead leaf, which I thought was a lot of fun. So I did that. And then there's one that, you know how you have those leaves, it's got a little hole in them and it's a little straggly leaf. Yeah, I went ahead and did him. And that's just, it's just really easy just to go ahead and just kind of put your leaves down. Don't worry if it has to be in leaf shape. It can be all, you know, loose. And then just go over just slightly with some detail in it, and you can get a leaf that kind of looks like that, or, you know, it still gives it character to it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I just kind of played around with that just to kind of have fun. But that actually was really a lot of fun. The teddy bear was too, but the teddy bear one, oh my gosh, I was so fighting it. I didn't want to just stick with just these colors. I wanted to do these colors as a wash, maybe for the bottom, like bigger areas. And then I wanted to do like my brush pens and actually work on detail with this little guy here. But it's okay. It still turned out pretty cute in my opinion for a little cartoon or a little illustration of a vampire teddy bear. And so yeah, and then I don't know, using ink in my airbrush, I mean, it wouldn't be bad to do like an airbrush background if you were trying to do that and stick with a solid medium of just using ink and then using your what is it called? Your like ink brush pens. If you guys have ink brush pens, that would be super nice to be able to use those brush pens with doing like an airbrush background. So I mean, it definitely adds a lot of variety or a lot of different ways you can use these, and you can mix them with water. So that's how I created this wash kind of look. So I was able to either dilute it and make it lighter, or not dilute it and keep it a little bit darker. But I couldn't really get a super dark look because I didn't want to make mud. But other than that, it has definitely been a lot of fun. I really like their liner, the Art Alternatives pigment lighter. It's a decent lighter. It did not smudge or anything like that. It didn't wash out my liner or anything like that. So it's definitely waterproof, and I do believe it is light fast. I read about that. It is light fast, so, and acid free, so that's also good. And these sapphire brushes worked out great. It was just with the background part of it, really wanted to have like a bigger brush, but nonetheless it was a really good set that Paletteful Packs has given us. So I mean, given everybody, but yeah, I really truly enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, if you are new here, click the like and subscribe, and also click the bell to ring for notifications, because I've been popping up videos here and there. At least this week I have, just kind of randomly. Usually I post on Thursdays, but this week has been a really busy week, so I went ahead and started posting a little bit more than what I normally do. And hopefully maybe here soon I'll be able to start up a Patreon page where I'll make some more videos, or even add maybe some little incentives like little stickers or maybe postcards and, you know, all that fun stuff. So I will be having a little bit more time to be able to do that and work on that. And yeah, so fun, great things are ahead of us. And thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next Thursday. Bye, you guys.